Hi, and welcome back to our kitchen. Today we're going to be doing a sweet and sour chicken. There's no frying involved. This is not a knockoff of the Chinese restaurant sweet and sour chicken. It's just to get it lower in calories. So what I am going to do is I'm going to do it in an Instant Pot. You can do it on a stove. Don't let this throw you off if you don't have one. And what I have here is I've got 1.5 pounds, or it might be 2 pounds of chicken. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to, first of all, you always want to season your chicken. I'm going to lightly salt it. And then I'm going to add pepper. And then I'm going to add some cornstarch. This is a gluten-free, it says right on the package, cornstarch. Now if you wanted to go to the trouble of frying to get them crispy, I would suggest to you to do the step to fry them with the cornstarch and a gluten-free flour, and serve the sauce over the chicken when you're done. Don't put the chicken in the Instant Pot, because all you'll have is a big gluten mess. I mean, not gluten. You'll have a big mess. So what I want to do with this is I'm just going to massage this a little bit to get the cornstarch distributed. And why I added cornstarch? Because this is going to thicken up the sauce. Okay, I need to wash my hands. And before I cook the chicken, I'm going to make my sauce. I have a bowl here, and what we're going to add to it is we're going to add a cup of ketchup. No, half a cup of ketchup, sorry. And then we have 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and a teaspoon of sesame oil. Love the sesame oil. And then what I have is some vinegar. The original recipe calls for apple cider vinegar. Well, I'm going to use the white rice vinegar that I bought at the grocery store. And this is toasted sesame. And I'm going to put that in there. And then we have some hot pepper flakes. I'm going to very lightly put those in because the recipe calls for 2 teaspoons. I can't stand heat. It burns my mouth, and a lot of my family can do it, but I can't. Then we're going to add a half a cup of sugar. Usually you add packed brown sugar, half a cup. But in this case I'm going to switch it over to the coconut sugar because it's healthier for you than the brown sugar. And we need to get this dissolved, the sugar dissolved a little bit. Now, I might want to add some water to this, but I also have 2 cups of pineapple juice. So I'm going to take the pineapple juice and add it to this. Now this is juice out of the can, and also juice that I bought at the store because the can didn't have 2 cups in it. And so we want to get this mixed up so the sugar can dissolve. We're going to be using pineapple, but we're going to hold it until later on. And we'll let this sit for a little bit to mingle with the flavors to mingle. Okay, I'm going to take my Instant Pot and I'm going to put it on saute and wait till it gets hot. And then I'm going to put the chicken in. I'll be back. I forgot to mention to you that this can be made with other meats. This is actually a sweet and sour pork recipe, but we don't eat a lot of pork, so I use the sauce recipe to make it into sweet and sour chicken. And I'm going to put the chicken in the Instant Pot now. I don't want to crowd it, so I might do 2 batches. And we just want to brown the outside of it. We don't want to cook it all the way through. And I'll come back after I'm done with this. Okay, I cooked the chicken a little bit just to get it a little bit crispy on the outside from the cornstarch. And I've got a lot of stuff in the bottom of the Instant Pot. It's the brown stuff that's going to taste good when it lifts off of there. Now I'm going to take my vegetables. 1 bell pepper. I picked the orange ones because they were on sale and they were not as wrinkly and almost ready to go into the bin as the red ones. And even the other ones, the yellow ones. I decided to put some broccoli in this one. Usually you don't, but I had some hanging out in the refrigerator. And I took a whole onion and diced it up, chopped it up I should say. I didn't dice it. I sort of had pieces like this that were bigger. We're going to put the veggies in. I put a little bit more oil in here. And we're just going to let these sweat out for a few minutes. And we will be cooking them in the Instant Pot with the chicken. So they're going to get cooked really good anyway. So we don't want to cook them, or we don't want to saute them very long in here. I have to get that crispy stuff from the chicken off the bottom. And once I put the sauce in, I'll be able to scrape it off. So don't worry if you see that. Let this sit for a couple minutes. The juices from the vegetables will help take the brown stuff off the bottom because they have water in them, and they will help to take that off. So I'm not too worried about it right now. Just going to let these hang out for a little bit. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the ginger and the garlic. What I found here at the grocery store was a bottle of squeezed ginger. It's better than trying to keep it in your refrigerator or freezer, because you can just have this on hand anytime you need it. This is 2 tablespoons of minced ginger and probably about 4, maybe 5 cloves of garlic that I chopped up. And the reason you put those in last, because you don't want them to burn. Let me get a spoon. But you want to get them to start sweating their flavors out. So that's why you put them in the pot or in the pan when the vegetables are almost done. Let that go for about a minute. Smells really good. Okay, next I'm going to add the sauce. Now remember, we have the cornstarch on the chicken, so that's going to help thicken up the sauce. And I'm just going to dump that in. All the sugar was dissolved. And I'm going to start scraping the brown stuff off the bottom of the Instant Pot. And I'll be right back. Okay, we scraped the bottom of the pot after we put the liquid in. And after a little bit of the liquid soaking into it, it came off. So I have a smooth bottom. I won't get a burn notice. And what I'm going to do, I have the vegetables and the sauce going here. I'm going to add the chicken in. No, first I'm going to add the pineapple. Still got some juice in the can. I thought I drained it all. Why not? I like to add the pineapple right now because I like the flavors soaking into the pineapple when you eat it. And I'm going to add the chicken in. Gotta love paper plates. And then I'm going to stir that up. Make sure the chicken's in the liquid. I'm going to put my lid on. I'm going to turn it off, saute with the cancel button. Make sure you do that. And then I'm going to push the pressure cook or manual button on whatever unit you have. And then I'm just going to set this for 9 minutes. And then we'll serve it over cauliflower rice when it's done. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do the cauliflower rice. What I did is I took a whole head of cauliflower, chopped it up roughly, put it in my food processor, and pulsed it until it became like rice. And because this bag saved me probably 12 bucks by just buying a head of cauliflower, because I was at the grocery store and I couldn't believe that they were selling a fresh bag of cauliflower rice for $6 and something. So do your own work. Don't be afraid to do that. And we're making it healthier because we're using the rice. I made fried rice one day and I could not tell the difference between rice and cauliflower rice. Now I've got the skillet heating up. I'm going to add a little bit of, probably about a tablespoon of olive oil. You can use any oil you want. You can use coconut oil, vegetable oil, whatever you need to use. I'm also going to add, now this is optional, a wee little bit of sesame oil. I'm going to flavor it up a little bit. You don't have to do that, but I really like the taste of sesame oil. So I'm going to add, now this is on pretty high. I'm going to lower it down a little bit. I think I'll go 4 cups on this because we're going to be using it for leftovers. There we go. Now you can freeze this after you make it. People freeze it, and then one lady put it on a cookie sheet and froze it flat in her freezer. I don't have room for that, so another lady took a bag like this, put it in the freezer, and then when she was ready to use it, she took it out of the freezer, thawed it out a little bit, and just broke it apart with her fingers. I'm going to get some salt and pepper. A little bit of salt, just a pinch, a little bit of pepper. Now, in my head of cauliflower, I took the stems and all. I cut off the very end of the stem and used the whole head of cauliflower. How cheap is that? It was amazing. The first time I made it, I said, I have so much here, and they want to charge that much money in the grocery store. So I'm going to cook this up for a while to get it soft like rice, and I'll be right back. I let my pot set for 10 minutes to depressurize normally, or naturally, whatever they say. And then I took the lid off and it was still a little bit runny. So what I did is I took 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and 2 tablespoons of water, mixed it together, added it to this while this was on saute because you need it to boil. And then I turned it off. Our rice is done, our cauliflower rice is done, and I'm going to dish this up for you. It looks like it's going to have a nutty flavor to it because of the sesame oil. Then I'm going to take my ladle, stir up the pot, and then I'm going to put this over the rice. Make sure you get some chicken in there because that's the reason we made this. Okay, I'm going to try to taste this for you because it's really hot right now, but let me go ahead and go in for a taste. Now your rice, you can make it different ways. You can put it in a microwave safe bowl, cover it with saran wrap, and then put it in the microwave for 5 minutes. Other way would be to roast it, bake it in the oven. And so there's different ways you can make this cauliflower rice, but I do suggest trying it at least once or twice because you're going to like it. So let me go in for a taste. I did taste this when it was done for salt and pepper. Oh my goodness, you'll love it. It's got a little bit of heat to it. If you want more heat, add more pepper flakes. And what I'm going to do to give it to my guest is I'm going to add some green pepper. For some reason, the onion. The green onion tastes really good on this kind of food. And here I have some sesame seeds. That way you can give it to your guest. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, push that bell, and push the like button, the thumbs up, and give me a thumbs up. Thank you for joining us. I'll see you next time. Bye.